Hey guys, State of the Honest Station here. I apologize, it has been quite a while since I've made a video. That comes down to a couple things. I've been pretty busy with work and stuff, but mostly it's due to the fact that during this pandemic, we have been, your ammo has gone way up, and it's been pretty difficult to create content. I can't go out and evaluate different equipment and gear, and it's been pretty hard to, stay up on training and all that. Today, I have found a product that will allow me to get back to the range regularly and not pay $1 a round for 5.56. So, we are talking about the CMMG 22 long rifle conversion kit for AR-15s. Now, this kit will say approximately $200. There were some Black Friday deals out there. If you were able to snag one, they had that for about the same price, and it came with 3 magazines. I did have to purchase an additional magazine separate, but, it's cheap compared to the price of ammunition right now. So, its gimmick is that it can drop into any AR-15 very quickly. All it is just a swap of the bolt carrier group. We'll go over that right now. I had to kind of do a second take on this. Unfortunately, I kind of cut my finger somehow on the plastic the first time around. So, the bolt carrier comes just like this. This little black tube on the front here is just a cap. It is a little bit difficult to get off, but not super difficult, if you kind of use your muscles. So, basically what you do, you just take your old bolt carrier group out, swap your new one in, close it up, and you're ready to go. Should lock open. Maybe it just needs a little bit of oil. I don't have a mag in there. I don't know why it would lock open. Let's see what happens if we put this in here. The reason I picked one of these up, there we go. I bet it just locks open on the magazine. You can't use your bolt release. That's alright. Basically what I wanted to do was I wanted to get back to night vision shooting. Not that time of year it makes a huge difference, but especially this time of year in the winter, it definitely gets dark a lot earlier, so I can utilize more time at the range before I have to get out of there. Utilizing night vision is definitely an awesome skill because you have to, it's more about manual of arms rather than the actual, your ability to shoot. When you're presenting the gun, it's not going to be looking down the sights and all that. It's just, you got to remember to keep your head up and you're aiming by using your laser device. If you haven't seen my other videos, this is a Steiner D-Ball D-Squared. It has a laser illuminator, or IR illuminator, infrared laser, and a visible laser all built in there. I'm running a Trijicon MRO. This is the green dot. And then, of course, I have my PVS 14. So, hopefully I can get some decent footage tonight, but we'll go ahead and test this stuff out. I don't think that I'm going to have any problems with this. Like I said, it's got really good reviews. The stuff that I have heard about it say you want to keep the firearm well lubed up, and you're obviously going to have some failure to fires and stuff just due to the nature of 22. Tonight I'm just going to be using whatever I have on stock. This happens to be some Gula, like 38 grain 22. I might bring a little bit extra of other things just in case that it doesn't like that, but we'll go ahead and give that a shot. No pun intended. The next thing that I have been told was that I do want to bring at least a few rounds of 5.56 or 223 just to clean it out at the end. 22 is inherently a dirty cartridge, especially when it comes to like suppressors and all that. It's going to get really caked in lead and carbon and all that. So cleaning out the gas system and stuff with a couple rounds of full-powered 5.56 at the end is definitely something that I'm going to do. I'm not sure if that's going to be completely necessary, but we'll go ahead and test it out and find out for you. So stay tuned. We'll be back at the range. Hopefully you guys can see stuff. There is some lights out there, so we're going to go ahead and do our best, okay? Alright guys, so we made it out to the range here. I've got it all installed, got a mag loaded up. We're going to go ahead, just do a couple shots with my white light on before we do anything else, just to see, A, how close we are to zero, and B, I just want to do a functions check before anything. So what we're going to do is I'm going to load it up. We're just going to do a visible laser on a piece of steel. And here we go. I think that was a hit, right?
I think so. Sounded like it was.
It looked like it. So while I load up my mag again here, we'll talk about some initial impressions. So first off, I'm ecstatic. I mean, that was 100% reliability. First time I shot it, that was pretty awesome. You know, and I'm very surprised. I had heard that your zero doesn't change much at kind of close distance with using a laser and, you know, or switching from 22 long rifle to 5.56 and vice versa. Out to, you know, we're probably 20 yards, if that, right now. So I'm super happy with that. The next thing I want to say is that the recoil, it's like shooting like an airsoft gun. If you've ever shot one of those, it's pretty similar to that, where you know, you kind of feel it or hear it more than you feel it actually, and you know, everything else is the same as like your normal AR, right? My trigger pull is the same. My, you know, all my grip, all of my setup is actually the same. Shooting with nods on is definitely a different dynamic to shooting than you know, just, you know, having having to bring your rifle up to your eye and manipulating all of that. The manual of arms is way different. So being able to do it with nods on for, you know, pennies on the dollar is awesome. I'm not exactly sure. I kind of have lost count. These mags say they hold 25. They might need to get broken in a little bit. I probably have around 15 in there. With this kit, you know, like I said, I was a little worried at first. As you can see, I lubed it up very well. It wasn't like, when I pull it back, it would kind of stick a little bit. So it just needed a little bit of work to get in there, but like I said, that didn't affect the reliability at all. So I think for demonstration purposes, so you guys will be able to see, I'm going to switch back to my visible laser. I'm going to leave my white light on, and we're just going to run a little bit, and then I'm going to go out and shoot and play around a little. I understand that you guys aren't going to be able to see it, but the same concepts apply, right? Head up shooting, so I'm going to be looking at the target, not tucked into the gun here, and then I'm going to, if you guys can see the laser dot down that way, I got my head up, and I'm going to be pointing at it with my head up and moving with air independently with my head off the cheek rest on the gun. So we'll go ahead, put a couple more on. I'm going to see if the plate racks, or if this gun will actually knock over the plate racks. But like I said, we'll see how fast I can clear this. Same thing, you can do your press checks and everything with this. You know, you got it loaded in, you can pull, you can see it's grabbed onto one, it's loaded back into the chamber. So, here we go. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I don't know, I was hitting the steel. I don't know if I was a little bit low. Let's go a little bit higher. No, they're just not, it doesn't have enough juice to knock it over. So, same concepts still apply. You know, you can do your same manual of arms. You know, you got manipulating your safety. Everything is the exact same. I'm super happy with this. If you are curious, 22 long rifle isn't super loud. This is a, I think, 18-inch barrel. I've got a 3-prong on here. I have noticed it's a little bit gassy and stuff. It could just be because it's about 30-something degrees out right now. As
28.
You can see, 28. So as you can see, you can see my breath and all that. It could be part of that, but I did notice a little bit of gas in the face. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead, play around. I'll let you guys know where I'm at once we get a little bit more time in with this at the range. We'll come back to the house and we'll go over it more, okay? Guys, we are back from the range. We did, I don't know, 250 rounds or so of 22 long rifle, again using that Aguila 38 grain hollow point copper jacketed something. cheap ammo. I had 100% reliability on that. I was very impressed to see that, especially I don't think that's like super high quality or anything. That's just kind of what I had available to me. Picked some up and had 0 malfunctions. I think I tried to show you guys what Blooper did. You guys could see I did spray quite a bit of CLP into the chamber in there, and that I was still thinking it was going to take a couple mags to kind of loosen up and break in, but right off the bat had 0 malfunctions. So 250 rounds isn't all that much. That's probably a typical range section for me when I do kind of center fire shooting. That being said, I think I paid, let's see, they came 250 round boxes. I think they were $15 a box. So what did it work out to? 15,500 times 2. So like 6 cents a round, maybe 6.5 cents a round, compared to $1 a round for 5.56, 223 currently. So that being said, awesome product. Super impressed with this so far. I will say that they're the 22 long rifle is not without problems. 22 long rifle is inherently dirty. And that just comes down to the nature of the beast, right? Super low powder grain in the actual 22 round. Sometimes they're jacketed, sometimes they're unjacketed rounds on there, so you could get lead everywhere. So keep all that in mind. Like I said, I did notice, or I did bring a couple 5.56 rounds with me just to clean out the gun afterward, and it was quite noticeable when I shot to clean those out after I was done shooting. There was just a huge cloud of debris and carbon and lead particles and all that just coming out. So I would highly recommend or encourage you guys, if you're interested in using the CMMG 22 LR AR conversion kit, to bring a couple of your regular rounds just to clean everything out. I think that's going to be, if there's a problem with it, that's going to be where it is. It's just going to gunk up my current platform. So, what was it like to shoot? I did my best to try and get footage of me shooting at night, but it's kind of difficult. I've only got 1 set of nods right now. So, it is what it is. Essentially, it's the same thing. I think I showed you guys a little bit of, shooting with the visible laser, and I had a white light on. It's the same kind of concept, right? So, when you're up on the gun, right, you're not tucked into it and looking through the red dot and stuff, or with your nods. You definitely can do that, but the way that I practice shooting, I have my head up. I'm manipulating my IR laser device with my thumb up here, and then that's projecting or showing me my point of impact. So I got my head up, I shoot, or I fire the laser, and then I fire the weapon. So very awesome training. Like I said, night vision stuff is one of those things that it's not so different, but there's quite a different, marksmanship is marksmanship, right? Steady platform, trigger squeeze, breathing and all that stuff is the same. That being said, it changes when it's dark out, right? You got kind of limited visibility with your, depending on what night vision you use, right? I have a PVS 14, so I can only see everything clearly through my left eye. My right eye is pretty much blind at that point. It was pretty dark out last night, but I could see everything clearly through my left eye. So, the manual of arms is very similar, right? So, shouldering, trigger squeeze, and stuff is the exact same as it is on this particular rifle when I'm shooting 223 or 5.56. I use the same trigger, same grip angle, same stock position. Everything's set up the exact same because it's the exact same gun. The only thing that is different is magazine reloads. So this does lock back on the last round of the magazine, but the way that works is the follower that's in those magazines protrudes more, and that's what stops the bolt rather than it catching on the bolt catch. So the only thing that's different is when you shoot, the bolt locks back on the last round. You drop the magazine, reinsert, and you have to manipulate the bolt or the charging handle rather than hitting the bolt release to get back in the game. So that's the only thing that's different. Magazines changes are the same. you know, the same manual of arms and stuff. It's awesome, awesome training, especially for 6 cents a round. That's something I can do all day. You know, I cut it a little bit short last night just because it was a little bit cold out and my battery died on my camera anyways. So just keep all that in mind. You know, like I said earlier, night vision shooting is something, or a discipline of shooting, that I have been slacking on a little bit within the last, you know, year or so. You know, ammunition's been kind of hard to justify going out and practicing shooting with, and then not to say that you can't do it, but for me personally, the range that I have access to closes at 10 p.m. So at night time, or in the summer at night, you know, it doesn't really get dark till, you know, 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I get about an hour of range time then. Whereas now we're in the winter months, you know, we went out at like 7 p.m. I shot for like 2 hours, and then came home and it was, you know, 9 o'clock. So that's super awesome to do. Or super awesome to see. Now, as we talk about actually shooting 22 long rifle through your AR, it's not, you know, like I said, the trigger squeeze is the same. The way you have your rifle set up is the exact same because it's the same rifle. The only thing that's really different is the trigger pull, or not the trigger pull, the recoil impulse. Recoil impulse, I don't know if you guys caught that on there. I describe it as shooting like an airsoft gun, right? These guns are pretty heavy. You know, I've got a bunch of extra stuff on here, right? You know, so this is a little bit heavier than your generic AR-15, but I mean, there's absolutely no, it didn't feel like there was a push. There wasn't any sort of muzzle rise or anything like that. It was just like bam, 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 like nothing moved at all. You know, you can definitely get away with that, you know, if you have proper body mechanics and all that and stuff. But that being said, even 223, if you have the biggest break in the world, you may still get a little bit of jump. So that just comes down to a little bit of a training thing, right? It's not so much that, oh, 22 isn't the same as, you know, 223. In a sense, in what I practice, or when I train, I kind of isolate stuff, right? So I'm gonna do, you know, if I'm doing rapid follow-up shots, right? I don't care so much about the accuracy at that point. I just am focusing on this trigger finger. If I'm doing marksmanship, it's gonna be kind of slow, steady, you know, even trigger press and all that. It's not gonna be. I'm not trying to shoot, you know, dime-sized things at 50 yards, you know, with 0.15 split times or something like that. I'm going to go for time, I'm going to go for speed, I'm going to go for accuracy, all independently. And you are able to do that with this particular kit. I highly recommend this. Like I said, I'm at 250 rounds in it, or through it. I've talked on the forums and on Facebook and stuff with people that have them. People are seeing, you know, they're at 2,000 or 3,000 rounds and they haven't had any issues. I was a little, I didn't really read the directions, don't get me wrong here, right? I was a little mad when I freaking cut my finger on that. So, looking good today, so I think we're all good. But they do offer a lifetime guarantee on there, right? They're not going to cover, you know, if you're being stupid with it and stuff. But it says that they will, you know, repair, replace, or substitute parts at the discretion of the company. So that tells me that they're confident in the product and they're standing behind it, right? CMMG has been around for a while, and you know, everything that I've seen from them has been you know, up to par, right? Nothing, you know, I wouldn't say that they're super high quality, but I wouldn't say that they're super low quality, right? They're kind of in that mid-range, completely acceptable for 90% of the shooters out there. And the fact that they're willing to give that guarantee or warranty on that is, you know, that just says a lot about their company and their products that they sell. Now, what else can I say about this? So, shooting it, I did notice it was a little bit gassy. When I was shooting, I, you know, could see in my peripheral vision there was a little bit of sparks and unburnt powder and stuff coming out of the ejection port. Am I super worried about that? No. Am I super worried about lead poisoning and all that? Not really. But that being said, I would highly encourage you to wear iPro doing this. I did actually forget mine when I was going out to the range last night. I got a little too excited, but I was getting a little bit of, you know, particles and stuff up around my face. Nothing, I got lucky, nothing got into my eye, but that's just something to be aware of if you are using this. Any of the downsides to this, I really don't see any, aside from the fact that it's super dirty and now I have to clean this gun a little bit more thoroughly than I normally would have to. 250 rounds did that. I'm not exactly sure how to take this apart. I'll watch some videos and figure out. I don't think it's super intense to clean. There's not a whole lot of other parts, I would guess. The inside, though, is just absolutely filthy. You know, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast when shooting 22. What else can I say about this? Other than the fact to go out and buy one. Like I said, super impressed with it. I'm fairly confident that I won't have any issues. Only 250 rounds in. I'll keep you guys updated as we go through it. If you thought this video was cool, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. And it's pretty much pitch black out. I think I just cut my hand there. Whatever. So this is the packaging. Comes in, like I said, retails about $200 or so. Sometimes you can get them a little bit cheaper. Black Friday, I know a couple places had them for, like, there was a 3-mag bundle kit or something that you were able to pick up for about the same price as all the other ones. God damn.